Hello everyone, welcome to today's MOOC. Now that we've learned how to create an e-learning course, I guess we would all want to know how to make this course attractive, beneficial, and of course effective. In other words, what I'm going to be showing you today is a few elements of how to make an e-learning course successful. So, some of the key elements are just outlined in this slide. It's introduction, learning goals and objective, instructions of course, and the structure and the content of the course. And that's, we would say, the first part. And then kind of the second part could be assessment, recap and review, certification, we're going to talk about it later, it's very important, and feedback, of course. Now, it's really important to mention that there's no like a standard recipe of an e-learning course, and as with education, everything needs to be updated, but we gathered this info after a lot of experience and experts' feedback. So, introduction. Introduction is the first interaction with your learners. It's very important to give them the impression and the tone of your course, and to prepare them of what they're gonna deal with during the course. It should include eye-catching colors, designs, and everything that you consider to be attractive for the learner's eye. Learning goals and objectives. It goes just right directly after the introduction. It could be part of the introduction, but we suggest that it's a specific part on its own. It's very important. The learners need to know what they're going to learn and how this is connected to the learning objectives. So you should divide this into the desired results and see how it is connected with the activities of your course, with the material, and with the assessment, of course. It's all your learners want to get of their e-learning experience. Instructions. Instructions: clear, concise and precise. Of course, you start with how the platform works, what are the first steps of the course, which is the overall process as we talked about previously, and what is expected from the learner. Not what the learner is expecting from you, but what you are expecting from the learner. And something to mention here, because many people, especially the ones who are very familiar with technology, they take many steps for granted. You need to know the needs of your learners. So don't take for granted that they know how to operate the platform. It's good most of the times to start from zero. Structure. Now we go to the main part of the e-learning course. The learners should be able to easily understand and see the logic in the structure of the course. Each section should include normally an introduction, aims, the topics, and the conclusion. So it's advisable that you divide theoretical and practical part. This can be either the theoretical part in the beginning and then the practical at the end, or each chapter could be divided into the theory and then some practical homework or whatever this may be into your e-learning course. Of course, don't forget to include additional information, resources, and links, a digital library probably, that would allow your learners to go deeper into the topic. Content. Content is probably the most important part of the e-learning course, because it's basically what the learners are here to learn for, and the quality is really important. So make sure that you provide a manageable amount of content. We need to consider the level of the work that is reasonable to expect from the learners, but also to make sure that all information is covered and that we are not offering just partial structure. And something very important in the era of technology, anything that provides visual stimuli allows the learners. Multiple researches have shown that visual stimuli allows us to store information in our long-term memory, and it stays there. It's easier than the text. That's why we've listed here a list of things that you could include in your e-learning course, like infographics, images, video, any kind of multimedia, graphics, quizzes, etc. This will keep the interest alive. Now, something very important, because this is an e-learning course and it does not allow for the physical interaction of the people. That's why it is advisable that you create somehow of group interaction and collaboration. That of course depends on the type of e-learning that you are doing, because that on the synchronous e-learning it's easier. You can just have comments, just write on a live video. But on an asynchronous e-learning, this could be a chat room or social media groups or encouraging feedback via a forum. It's of course up to you, but it's advisable that you do it anyway. Because creating collaborative environments, this creates the sense of the classroom and the much needed human presence. Plus, it can allow also for feedback, for peer feedback and peer learning. Assessment. And this is kind of the final part, entering the final part of the e-learning course. Assessment is a critical part of any successful course. It gives the learners the opportunity to continuously check and improve their knowledge during the course, and that includes the facilitators as well. It also gives us the opportunity to improve any elements that did not go right in the first place. So in this is how you track the progress of the learners. This is how you assess the effectiveness, and if the e-learning course has been sufficient, the content, as we talked in the first chapter of the current presentation, and the learners themselves can track their own progress and improve their skills. And then can also provide you with feedback, as we're going to talk in the next slide. Recap and review. Recap and review is important because it gives the main ideas and it allows the learners to get a summary of what they have learned so far. It's not just like blurry images, because sometimes it may get lost. So what the role of the facilitator is here is to put the learners and the course itself back on track. So this is how you summarize benefits, applications, competencies, the main points, and the key ideas, of course. Certification. Certification is a part of e-learning that may be so important that will attract many more learners to your course. So it allows the people who are participating to this e-learning course to actually prove that they have gained these competencies in a way. So keep it in mind, it's always an important element that will attract more people and that will probably add quality to your e-learning course. And feedback. I've mentioned feedback already before assessment. Feedback is crucial in every educational course, and of course in a learning course. It must be timely, it must be normally right after the course is over, so it can be effective and it can allow you and the learners to reassess and figure out any difficulties or weak points or even strong points. So ask for learners' feedback promptly after the course, because the material is still fresh. And don't forget to act upon insights, because asking for feedback is not the main point. The point is to be able to improve every time. This is what technology is allowing us to do anyway. So that's all about feedback, and you're very welcome to provide feedback for this MOOC as well. And that's all from me for today. Stay tuned on this MOOC because you're going to learn a lot more interesting technological and e-learning tools in the upcoming days. Thank you. Bye.